Raider fans, and welcome to the Raider Nation podcast. And I'm your host, Raider Greg, and this is the post-game show for the Browns versus the Raiders. Ho, ho, ho. What did I feel like a ho after that game? I got worked over so much. I'm sure every other Raider fan's been worked over. It's pretty pathetic. It's pretty sad this season, but what are you going to do? We have to come back next year and be ready to go. I'll tell you one thing, our defense looks pretty good, and I'm pretty happy about that. Well, before I get in the show, I got some shouts out. I got a shout out to my brother Robert Moorhead out of Japan. Thank you for frapping there, putting your frapper pin up there. That was very cool. We have an international frapper map now, which is pretty awesome. Japan, Guatemala, England, Germany. It's pretty cool. You guys should check it out. It's a great thing. Anyways, thanks, Robert, because he says in his email and his comment in our comment section, he's not going to wear no bag because someone else said, get out the paper bag and start cutting the holes. That's pretty funny, but I don't think I'll ever see it at the Raider Nation. I've seen it at a lot of other places before, but no, I don't think Al's going to let things get any worse than what it is. Raider fans, you have to understand now, this is the worst this team has been since 1960. So we're very spoiled with our victories, and for just cause. We should be spoiled, and we shouldn't have a losing season this year. But nonetheless, here we are. And that's about it. Thanks, Robert, for your comment. Dylan from Maryland. He's a solo Raider fan out there in Maryland, and he was a solo Raider fan out in a bar called Crazy Autos. Well, there you go. Crazy Autos doesn't have any auto fans, I imagine, because that should be packed. If it was over here, it'd be pretty busy on a Raider game. But he's talking about being the solo Raider there where the Browns are beating us. What a terrible feeling it was. I feel you, Dylan. I have to shout it out to you. The rest of the Raider Nation's feeling the same way. What can I say except for this? At least the Niners suck too, and it's not that bad, at least over here on the West Coast in the Bay Area. You don't have to listen to a bunch of chump 49er fans get in your mug because they're getting better, they have a better record. So it's better that they're further down in the toilet than the Raiders. Okay, today's show, there's going to be a Dear Santa Al segment that was posted by the Raider News. You guys should check it out. It is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to go over a couple of things in there. Alley-oop is the person who put this together. Just a stunningly funny bunch of Dear Santa Als. I'm going to go over a couple of them with you. If I can keep from laughing, it'll be a miracle. Okay, here's another story for tonight's podcast. The Raider players back Norv Turner. Whoa, that's going to be one of my stories. And, of course, the post-Brownie show. And if you haven't heard by now, we did lose 9-7. 3 field goals for them, 2 missed field goals for us, and 1 score, a lucky hit from Collins to Moss. I never thought I'd ever say that. But anyways, just another shout out too, by the way. Ripp Raider. Thanks for the props, brother. Ripp Raider is a driver at the Berkeley Fire Department. He's a fire apparatus operator, and he's my buddy on the A shift. He's a Raider fan, true blue Raider fan. Used to drive down to L.A. when they were in L.A. Him and his bunch of buddies in a van. They'd go see a game and do the turnaround, just like they're doing now coming up here. So you got to take your hats off to those guys. Hardcore Raider fans for sure. So here's to you, Ripp Raider. He's going to retire here pretty soon. It's going to be a drag not having him at the firehouse. Okay, let's get to Dear Santa Al. And I am just blown away by some of these Dear Santa Als. Okay, here's a Dear Santa Al from Alex Chavez. All I want for Christmas, Santa, is a Norv Turner translator. Is it too much to ask to be able to understand the head coach of my favorite team? For instance, a couple of weeks ago, after giving up 6 sacks to the Dolphins, Turner told the press that our protection has been one of our strengths. Protection has been very good. Then, when asked about a verbal spat on the Raiders sideline, Turner said, "It's usually seen as sometimes positive in my view. A strength of this team is its chemistry." Santa, do they have a nefarious scientist producing negative chemistry in the North Pole? Are there complaints by players about the coaching every single week? And it goes on and on and on about he wants a translator for Norv Turner. It is absolutely hilarious. It is on the Dear Santa Al column in the RaiderNews.com. You guys have got to check this out. It is so funny. That's just one. I just thought that was funny. I read part of it for you. Okay, let's see. What's another one? Okay, here's another one. I'm going to just do a couple of them, but this is give you an idea what these are. Dear Santa Al. This is from Bombers Away. So it's pretty funny too. Dear Santa Al, as I sit on your knee, the first Christmas wish that comes from me is for all Raider fans to be happy and merry, and let's not start next season with a quarterback named Carey. Let us give presents with goodwill towards men, and send Derek Gibson with love to the Skins. Find us 10 wins in your bag fill of plenty, or otherwise the stadium could really get empty. An O-line would really fit the part. We'd like an advanced model, the one without the false start. For a wideout named Randy, a pass or 10 would really be handy. Run blocking would be very important for a running back I know named Jordan. A full stadium would be great, filled up to the top. Screaming and cheering, us Raider fans wouldn't stop. Most of all, much love for the sisters and brothers in black, because even at 4-9, they still keep coming back. Dear Santa Al, for all I say, get us back on top, and this time, let's stay. Well, I butchered that one up a little bit, but hopefully you guys get the gist. That was hilarious. That was another one, and I had to shout it out to you. I had to give it out there. Okay. Here we go. Players back Turner.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Players back Turner. Okay. I'm sure I'm not the only one you've heard this from, and I'm sure you have heard it before in other parts of the Raider News if you get any Raider News. But there are players in the locker room that are seriously backing Norv Turner that don't want to change the offense because they think it's a good offense and they've got some good plays. Well, I don't know. What do you think, Raider Nation? Do you think that we should keep Norv Turner? And, of course, we'd have to keep Kerry Collins because they come as a match set, I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's probably the situation. And, by the way, what players are backing Turner? I'd like to know exactly who they are. Now, there's some speculation about it being the offense, but what I've been reading is, well, here's what I've been reading. Stuart Schwaggart, by name, has come out in favor of the coaches, all the coaches. And he's, of course, on the defense. And he likes all the coaches. He likes all the schemes. He likes all the plans. He likes everything. And everything's fine. You should leave it as it is what he says. Now, Bobby Hamilton, of course, a defense, he specifically points the finger at Rob Ryan, saying Rob Ryan is a great coach and he should stay. And the defensive staff is a great set of coaches and they should stay. But I didn't hear any of Bobby Hamilton saying anything about Norv Turner. Now, Lamont Jordan piped up and said, yeah, we should follow Turner. I was wrong when he was piping out last week about not getting the ball enough. Of course, he's feeling better now. He had 134 yards against the Browns, and he passed his 1,000-yard mark for the season. You know, he did get the rock a lot, and we needed every bit of it because our penalties worked us over and brought us back for an uncountable number of third and longs. I lost count after 10. I was blown away about how many times we're 3rd and 18, 3rd and 20, 3rd and 15. Unbelievable. Turner appreciates his team's support, he says, and I don't understand why. I don't understand. Does anybody else understand why? Because I can't understand how they could see what we see on film and be happy with what he's calling. Could this be the curse of Mr. Rogers? Could this be the Mr. Rogers, his A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood curse, right?
Please won't you be my neighbor? Hi, television neighbor. I'm glad we're together again.
Could this be the curse of Mr. Rogers? Well, I hope not, because they had this curse in Washington, and it took them forever, 6 seasons, to go anywhere. I don't think the Raider Nation can deal with another 2 or 3 losing seasons just before this guy finally gets enough superstars on the team to make it happen. A good coach doesn't do that. A good coach makes results happen right away, i.e. Gruden, i.e. Shanahan. Need I say more? What a nightmare for the Raider Nation. I will say right now, what a nightmare for the Raider Nation to think that their team could sway Al Davis into keeping this guy for another full season. And Jimmy Ray, and his, Jimmy, I can't see the field from here, Ray. Jimmy, I'm not sure what to call, so I'll just pick a number between 1 and 50 and hope it's good, Ray. If it sounds like I'm a little pissed off, I'm flipped out. Because one thing I was absolutely sure of is that Norv Turner was out of here. And I'll tell you why. I thought Norv Turner was out of here because on the post-game show at the E&J barbecue, they had all them guys were paid by the Raiders. They were all working over Kerry Collins and Norv Turner right out in front, right in their face. We need a new coach. We need a new quarterback. Right there. So I was positive that it was a perfect stepping stone towards the eventual Al Davis press conference with the team of the decades and his whole speech and his pump up that he uses, and we're going to need a new coach. I really, really think that we need a new coach last year, and the benefit of the doubt was because they got so many good players. I thought, who could screw this up? Bada bing. There he is, Norv Turner. So long story short, the players are with him. And I'm not so sure now that he's history. So I'm kind of flipped out. So if it feels like it or seems like it, yes, I am. And so there it is. Okay. Browns game. Let's see it. I was there. It looked like a preseason game. The population was sparse. Let me just tell you, I have not seen that stadium during a regular season game ever that sparse. Rain or not, snow, blizzard, whatever. I stood in the black hole during the Kansas City game. It rained for 4 straight hours, and nobody left there. It was full. So all I can say is our record is hurting our attendance. And the fans that were there were awesome, though. We had some screaming fans. You could tell. People were belting out way more than normal. And we were trying to give support to our Raiders. We were doing the best we could out there. And doggone it, 1 touchdown. Okay, what can I say? 1 touchdown in 4 quarters. 2 missed field goals. What can I say? Well, let me say this. Our defense was awesome. Our defense played like champions, lions, guys that were hungry, guys that had something to prove. They played hard, and they played as best as they possibly can. I think, really, that the defense of this team was so awesome, and it was supposed to be as predicted as the weakest link in the team, and it has come around and made me recant everything I said about the defense at the beginning of the season. Because I'll tell you, the only cheers in the stadium were when the defense came on the field. The D that Ryan has made has been superb. With the people that he has, he uses their talents to their best advantage, and he's getting better every game. He's doing a great job, and they should never get rid of him. He's lost Woodson, Gibson, and Sapp. That's huge parts of your defense, and he still puts up a game, and he still does a great job. Hey, kept the Browns to 3 field goals. I'll tell you this. We held them on the goal line. Goal line stand, 6 inches to go on the goal, and the Raiders' defense held on. That's how awesome the defense was. They played with all heart, and they continue to play with heart from every game. Now, let us move on.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously.
The running game was great. Like I said, Jordan made 133 yards, and he passed his 1,000-yard mark for the year. First time in his life. But I did lose count of the third down and longs. We had a million of them. There were so many penalties on the offensive line. It was unbelievable. Not a record, but do we really need another record? Do we really want to have 6 offensive calls to bring us backwards? It seemed like every time we got the ball, we were starting at second. We'd go from 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 15, or 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 15, or 3rd and 25, 3rd and 28 at one time. The offense is going backwards. Norv Turner's offense is going backwards. And that's all I got to say. It was hard to see. If we would have got those penalties, we had a perfect opportunity to win the game. Perfect. Look at Jordan, 133 yards. I think 124 yards for the genius Collins, but he got 1 touchdown. We could have run the ball into the end zone. But nope, didn't get close. Every time we got close, we got 3rd and long, and it was always just long enough away from Jankowski. 2 missed field goals, 1 from 51 yards, 1 from 46 yards, and what can I say? One got blocked that was so low. The other one just was out of here, way one side. Don't know what to say about Jankowski. I will start pronouncing his name correctly when he starts making field goals. I've been told that before, and I'm not doing it until he starts making his field goals, and that's it. Not doing it. We had no passing game, no check downs. The second receiver was none to be seen. Moss was open, Porter was open. There were several receivers open while Collins was swallowed alive in the pocket. Doggone it, I wish he'd get out and make something happen. And then even when he did, I'll tell you, I was watching the whole game, and he was our best chance to win. Well, if he was our best chance to win, I'd hate to see our worst chance to win, because it wasn't making it happen for me or anybody else. He had time. He had people in the stands saying, throw the ball, throw the ball. Had people saying, don't let him throw the ball. It was pretty funny. But you know what? We were there to support our team. We do love this team, and it will get better. Just as controversial stuff, it's just all part of the Raider Nation passion and all part of the Raider Nation history, because we're going to look back on this year and hopefully go, I'm glad we don't have another one of those here close in the future. Remember, not too long ago, we did win 3 AFC championships in a row, and I see it's absolutely possible. We can do it. We just have to have the right coach. Leckler was awesome as usual in this game. He punted great, but as usual, our punt coverage team sucks. It sucks because they always got to the 35, the 38, the 48. incredible. They were making all kinds of headway, and that's just a weak link in our team. That phase has been weak all season. The Browns got 3 field goals, and instead of 4-9, they are now 5-9. And Carr's still doing well running the ball. For a rookie, he's doing a pretty good job running the ball back. And anyways, that's it. I told you it's the least amount of people I've ever seen at a Raider event. So let's not have that happen again, Raider fans. We got one more game. We got the Giants game. Let's give it up for the Raiders. Let's send them out for next year on a positive note. You know, I really don't have a whole lot of hope, really, that they're going to win the next 2 games. I believe they can beat the Dolphins. I mean the Broncos, the Dolphins. I know they can beat the Broncos. They didn't beat the Dolphins, but I know they can beat the Broncos because we could rise to that occasion like we did last year. We were in the same boat when we beat them last time. And let's sink their playoff boat. Let's put a hole in it. I'd love it. And I know the rest of the Raider Nation would love it too. So let's just hope and cheer on our boys and hope they go over there and make some damage on the good ship Bronco. I'd love to see Shanahan's face if we came out with a victory. Just like last season, he was flipped out. I didn't sleep for a month. I love it. Anyways, that's the show, Raider fans, and that's all I got to say. Things will get better. We're going to have a good place in the draft, and we got a good foundation of a team. So it will get better, that's for sure. Good night, Raider Nation. This is Raider Greg, and I am out.
The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.